Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Josie's Point of View, where we focus on human interest stories from the Carolinas and beyond. Today it's Thursday and it's June the 27th, 2024. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new to my channel, I want to thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you find the information here to be informative. And if you're a returning viewer, by all means, thank you for coming back. I always say the tide changes so frequently on these YouTube streets. So you always have to acknowledge where your support comes from. And I want you to know I sincerely thank you for your support. Feel free to like and to share this video. And don't forget to subscribe. And our story today comes from Fort Liberty here in North Carolina. Take a look at that headline. And it reads, Fort Liberty soldier brought back from South America to face child sex charges. I'll provide you with a summary here, and I'll identify some of my sources for you in the description box. Now, this story was published earlier this week, and I give credit to the Fayetteville Observer because they were one of two news sources to speak on it. And it's about a Fort Liberty soldier who became a fugitive. He was facing charges for some very serious crimes, and then he disappeared. But the military and the FBI found him in South America and brought him back to North Carolina to face those charges and a few more as well. So our story today is about 33-year-old Army Staff Sergeant Carlos Castro, a paratrooper from Fort Liberty working as a motor transport operator for the Special Troop Battalion, which is part of Forces Command here at Fort Liberty, and he had been in that position since 2020. And apparently, Staff Sergeant Callejas had been charged with some serious child sex abuse crimes. He had already been arraigned on those charges, and right before he was scheduled to face a military court-martial, he disappeared. He fled the country, and it took a few months for the FBI and other law enforcement agencies to track him down overseas and return him back to his duty assignment here at Fort Liberty. So once again, he's now facing a military court-martial. Flashback 2022. Let's go back in time and address what took place earlier. And I had to travel all the way to South America, to Colombia, South America, via the internet to do some research, and I found exactly what I was looking for. A newspaper story about our fugitive paratrooper. It was written in Spanish, and of course, I don't speak the language, so fortunately for me, the newspaper did the translation. So here's the English version. And I'm giving myself a gold medal for this because it took a lot of creativity for me to get to this point. Now, the name of the newspaper is Semana, and I hope I'm saying it correctly. And as you can see, the title, Colombian American soldier wanted in his country for allegedly abusing two minors was captured in Bogotá. And again, here's the date. The date of this publication was December 19th, 2022. And here is our fugitive paratrooper, Staff Sergeant Carlos Castro Callejas. And I had to cut out some of the dead spaces in order to kind of move it together. But they had two pictures in this newspaper, one with him in military uniform and one the way he looked when he was captured in December 2022. And let's briefly review some of the contents from that newspaper, again dated December 19, 2022. And it reads, in the last few hours in the city of Bogotá, Carlos Fernando Castro Callejas, a Colombian-American soldier who is accused in his country of having abused two minors in separate events that occurred in the state of Alaska and North Carolina, United States, was located and captured. This arrest was carried out in response to the International Cooperation Agreement for the capture of fugitives signed between the Attorney General's office and the U.S. Marshal Agency of the U.S. Department of Justice. And it continues, this person is wanted for extradition purpose by the Second Judicial Circuit of the United States Army in Fort Bragg, North Carolina, which was us before our name changed, where charges of violent carnal access and sexual assault of a minor, aggravated assault against a minor, and credit card frauds are being brought against him. And in the final three paragraphs of that article, it reads, the international application indicates that Castro Callejas, 32, in his capacity as a first sergeant in the United States Army, allegedly sexually subjected a child in the state of Alaska between 2013 and 2016. He also indicates that he would be responsible for abusing a minor in the state of North Carolina between 2014 and 2018. For these facts, he was sent in October of this year to a military base from which he deserted to travel to Colombia and try to evade the judicial process that is being followed against him. In view of this, the prosecutor's office will communicate the procedures for locating Carlos Fernando Castro Callejas to the U.S. Embassy in Colombia so that the formulation of the extradition arrest can be carried out. So that is what happened in Colombia, South America, and now he's back in the United States and he's back to his original charges, getting ready to face his military court-martial. Now, I've combined the charges from the charging document, which is the document used for his court martial. Now, I've taken that information and I've put it into categories. And the first category, child sexual abuse. There may be some redundancy, but I think it's more detailed here than what was provided in the extradition request. And under child sexual abuse, it states that Castro Callejas is accused of raping, a young child younger than 12 years old, and this took place multiple times in 3 different states. It happened in Fairbanks, Alaska. It happened in Spring Lake here in North Carolina, and it also happened in Temple, Texas. Alaska was from 2013 to 2016. Spring Lake, North Carolina from March 2018 until October of 2018, and in Texas between October of 2018 and December of 2019. So this pattern of child sexual abuse happened for over multiple years from 2013 until 2019. Now, the second category of charges is under aggravated assault. It was reported that he allegedly assaulted a child younger than age 16, and this happened between August 2013 and December of 2016 in Fairbanks, Alaska. And what he did, he tied her to a pull-up bar, pointed a knife at her, and was choking her. Oh boy, it does make you feel a little bit uncomfortable. It was also reported at sometime between late 2021 and early 2022 that he used a credit card to purchase diesel fuel. It could have been a government credit card, but that was not specified. But what it was a card that didn't belong to him. And of course, he's facing charges for desertion, for abandoning his military duty and running away to Colombia, South America, and hiding out there with no intentions, obviously, of ever coming back. And now everyone is moving towards another court martial. Now, this headline was from the Fayetteville Observer when he initially, after a recent hearing, and it says, Fort Liberty soldier arrested in Colombia is back in the U.S. to face child RAPE charges. The pictures are the ones that I found in that Colombia South American article. And as I mentioned, they are moving towards another military court martial. And let's look and see what dates have been identified. And this is all the information that's publicly available on this service member. It starts off with the case, U.S. versus Staff Sergeant Castro Callejas, Carlos F. In the green, I color-coded things to make them easy for us to follow. In the green to the top left, it talks about the different charges, the different UCMJ actions, the different articles. It starts off with the offenses, Article 120B times 15. That is the child sexual assault. I think the 128 times 2 is the aggravated assault. I'm not sure. But in green, those are the charges that he's facing. If you move to the right, to the bottom in the red, you can see where they were already moving towards a court martial. In October of 2022, he had arraignment. It started in October of 22 and it continued in November of 2022, and then he disappeared. So now we're back to May of 2024, where he had motions reintroduced now in the 1st of May, and then it continued on the 30th of May. And if you look in the blue, it says the trial is scheduled to begin 30 September 2024, and it will run through 11 October 2024, and the location is right here on Fort Liberty, North Carolina. So that's all we have right now concerning our paratrooper turned fugitive. Scheduled for court martial, scheduled for the end of September. This might just be a very, very interesting case. And if my schedule is free, I'll try to attend so I could bring you first-hand reporting. And that's all I have for you right now, but feel free to leave me a comment below and let me know what you think about this video, and by all means, feel free to like it and to share it. And if you haven't done so already, I want to invite you to subscribe to my channel by clicking on that red subscribe button. It's on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. And if you click on the bell that looks like just like this one, that's the notification bell. If you click on that notification bell, you'll be the first to know whenever a new video is uploaded. I thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.